Adding and subtracting integers. Integers can also be added and subtracted using an algorithm or set of rules. So we're going to look at this algorithm or set of rules today. If the two values have the same sign, then add and use the same sign. So if you have a positive and a positive, you're getting a positive. If you have a negative and a negative, equals a negative. Like if you have -6 plus the -5, you're going to get a negative. If the signs are different, then subtract and take the sign of the number with the greatest absolute value. So here's an example. 6 plus the -5 equals 1. So the 6 had the higher value, the absolute value, so it ended up being a positive. It's kind of like being on a team. Is the positive team bigger or is the negative team bigger? And that's the winning team would have the winning sign. All right, let's look at the next example, -6, and I'm adding 5 to that. Well, because I have a -6, it's a little bit more. It's 1 more than the 5. The answer would be -1. It says to practice adding integers using the algorithm. And then you're going to find the sum of each column. We're not actually going to do that. If you have solved them all correctly, then the sum will match. It's just kind of a good way for you to check yourself. Let's look at that first column. Let's look at A. -6 plus 3. Well, because the negative is larger on the negative number is larger when you subtract, you're going to get -3. That's your sign. 9 minus 6 is 3, but it has the sign of the negative. Now you're adding two positives, so 4 plus 7, and you get 11. -7 plus 12. Here, the positive, the 12, is the larger number, so when you subtract and you get 5, it's going to be a positive. Okay? We have a -9 plus the 9, and we get nothing. It's a 0. 7 plus the -3. That's like 7 minus 3, so you get 4. It's what you've always seen. 1 plus the -9. Well, the negative number is larger, has the largest absolute value, so you keep that sign of the negative, and 9 minus 1 is 8 here. 2 plus the -6. Again, the absolute value of the 6 is larger, so that's going to be a negative. -4. 6 minus 2 is 4. 12 plus -3. So that's really 12 minus the 3, and you get 9. This is what you've seen a lot. Look at column C. -11 plus 5. If you have a -11 and you're adding 5 to that, you're going to get -6 because the negative on the 11 has a larger absolute value. -5 plus the -9. So you're just going to add both of those together and you just get a larger negative, -14. 11 plus the -5. Since the 11 is positive and it has the larger absolute value, it is going to be a positive number. 11 minus 5 is 6. 7 plus 6 is 13. -6 plus -8. So basically you're just going to get a larger negative, -14. 3 plus 9, 12. -10 plus the -5. You're going to get a larger negative, so you're going to get -15. They're on the same team, right? -3 plus 7. So in this case, the 7 has the largest absolute value, so it's going to be a positive number, and 7 minus 3 is 4. Let's look at our next page. Okay. When a number and its opposite are added, the sum is 0. The additive inverse is similar to adding a 0 pair with counters. Rewrite the problem to add the opposite, then follow the rules for adding integers. Basically, they're just going to show you some different ways to work these using your rules. Okay, so 6 minus 7 is really 6 plus the -7, which gives you a -1. -9 minus 11 is really -9 plus the -11. You get a larger negative, -20. negative 3, and you're subtracting the negative 8. This is when you're going to hear me say a lot of times, add a line, change the sign. So we change that sign from a negative to a positive because we're subtracting out or getting rid of the negative, right? So negative 3 plus 8, and we get 5. Negative 5 minus 9. So it really looks like this. Negative 5 plus the negative 9, and you equal negative 14. So they add a line, and they change the sign, and then they work the problem. Here again, we're going to add a line and change the sign. So instead of 8 minus the negative 3, it's going to be 8 plus 3 because I have two negatives there together. And that equals to 11. Okay, so negative 2 minus the negative 10. Again, add a line, change the sign. Negative 2 plus 10 equals 8. So I just changed that negative there to a positive because I had two negatives together. Okay, you're going to work the rest of this page on your own, and that's going to be a Cami assignment that you can find. Thank you guys. Bye.